I know it's been a while. I've been very busy and I've purchased a little something that required some attention. I'll do a video on that next time, but on this one, I have a friend coming. Lucy is back. We're gonna do some headshots for a very fun mask project that she wants to use for her future acts. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to provide some of my thoughts on two of the newer things that I've acquired and have not really dove into yet. First of which is this hunka monster called the Canon 28-70 f2 RF lens. This is such a wonderful lens. So big, so expensive, but more of my thoughts on this amazing lens a little bit later, but also I'll show you my setup on using V-flats. So let's go. So it's a little dark, but this is the setup for today's headshot. I'm doing a simple, essentially two light setup. First, I have that key with a reflector down here to do a little, very basic clamshell beauty lighting. And I do have, you can see in the background right there, another flash washing the backdrop. And I'm gonna step a little bit further so you guys can see. This is the V-flat, essentially just, giant board that can be folded and be used as a backdrop, a reflector, a flag. It has a white side, it has a black side for white or dark headshots, again for reflecting or flagging. And I really do like it. It's very useful, particularly for headshot setups like this, because now what I can do is have it a little bit angled, as you can see over there, and not only will the light reflect from top to down, but hopefully help on the sides if we have it slightly folded like that. We're waiting for Lucy. We're gonna have a couple of fun headshots. We're gonna see the results of not only the V-flat, but the 28-70 RF, and then we'll close out with some of my thoughts. See you in a bit. We just finished Lucy's first set of shots with this ginormous 28-70 lens. I'm going to compare it with my usual portrait lens, the 50 and the 85 real quick. This is not going to be the scientific test yet. I just wanted my first impressions, but so far it's really heavy. I'm really weak. Woo! Hello and welcome back. It's the next day and I was able to review a lot of Lucy's shots, and as promised, here are my thoughts about the V-flats as well as the main topic of this video, the Canon RF 28-70 f2. So firstly, the V-flat, is it worth the over $100 price tag for, a giant particle board that has a black and white side? Actually, yes. It is very, very convenient. The craftsmanship in being able to fold it in different ways, so it can be a reflector, it can be a backdrop, it can be a flag, it can be a fan if you need it to be, is very, very useful in a lot of situations. The V-flat is foldable. It comes with a very cool case, so you can tuck it away neatly somewhere. So I've been using it for a couple of shoots now. It is very convenient. So I urge you to check it out. Go to their website. I'll provide a link in the description below. See if it's going to be useful for you in your studio, as well as, you know, it travels fairly well. It's still big. It's not something that you can really throw away that easily, but it is much more portable than a lot of the giant particle boards, giant boards, and giant flags that, you know, we have there out in the market. So V-flats, check for me. All right, so next up, my thoughts on the Canon RF 28-70 f2. I think the main question here, and I hope the main question when all of you guys are considering getting this particular lens is it worth the $3,000 price tag? And having used this for a couple of shoots, and I will continue to provide my thoughts on this, is at this point, few months in, few shoots in, it is, but kinda. It's $3,000. That's just a hefty price tag. And other reviewers are saying that their justification is this one lens may be able to replace all or some of their other prime lenses. That you can get a 28-70, and this will essentially replace your 24 prime, your 50 prime, your 85 prime, or even a 24 prime, a 35 prime, a 50 prime, and an 85 prime. And to a certain extent, they are correct. However, at f2, which is still leaps and bounds better than your current 24-70 Mark 1, Mark 2 at f2.8, this has a lot more of that creamy bokeh there. But it's still not close to the 1.4s, particularly the ones that, you know, I think most of us have, the 1.2s, 50s, and 85s. In that sense, I think you will still need one or two of your favorite primes to be in your arsenal, even if you're getting the 28-70. Secondarily, it is heavy. It is really heavy. To be honest, I feel that this one lens is heavier than, you know, maybe 2 or 3 lenses combined in a bag, because if this is around your neck, let's say an entire wedding gig, it'll be very sore. I was shooting with this for 45 minutes yesterday with Lucy, and then I felt my arm burn a little bit. I may be weak, but, you know, those are just my thoughts. The one thing though, the saving grace about its weight, its heft, its ergonomics is it is actually remarkably balanced. Most of the older EF lenses, particularly this one, the 85 1.2, the lens elements are more on the end of the barrel. When I think this RF ones, I think it's more displaced throughout the barrel. So I think even the 28-70, it's a little bit more towards the center of the barrel, making it a little closer to the body. So when you do hold it, it is, you know, it is a good feel. It's not too front or too top heavy that you'd feel it'll topple all the time. It still will, but you have a little bit more control whenever it's in your hand. So I really do like that fact. With that, currently, this will not totally replace your entire arsenal, but it could. Like, it has the potential of, yeah, if you just need, if you can only bring one lens, or if you forgot a lot, like if you have your body camera and then you have another bag with all the other lenses, and, you know, knock on wood, it never happens to you, but if it gets lost, you can still rock a very cool, very good gig, even with just one camera and one lens. And this could be that all-in-one solution that you might have. And in terms of image quality, I'm happy to report that, you know, even with just the naked eye, the 28-70 does show improvement over our traditional, you know, 50s and 85 EF lenses. As shown in the video, I shot Lucy's headshot in a 28-70, 50, 85, all at f8, all at f1.25, all at 100 ISO. Those are my settings when I do a sharp headshot. And even just looking through the raw JPEGs, I could clearly see the difference between the 28-70, the 50, and the 85 at f8. So that really shows that even though our 10, 12, 15-year-old EF prime lenses are still viable for today's market. Being new, maybe using new blades, using new nano coating in the lenses, has really improved on the image quality of using new lenses. So that's, if you're spending $3,000 on a lens, it's nice to really see the improvement even without pixel peeping. So, just stacking the 3 lenses that we used yesterday, the 28-70, sharpest, brightest, had the most vibrant and natural colors. Importantly, natural, you don't want it to be oversaturated. The 28-70 did show that. The 50 came close, which I was surprised because I always thought that the 85 was a better portrait lens. But in yesterday's test, the 50 came close. It's still sharp. Colors are still vibrant. Focus is snappy. It's at f8, so it's going to be easy. But, 50 still works a lot. The surprising thing for me yesterday was the 85 was a little softer and a little darker. So my lens might need a little bit of calibration, a little bit of cleaning, but then again, this is what I have right now and this is what I wanted to test. So now I know if I'm shooting anything more than an f2, I could safely just use the 28-70 the entire shoot. If I need bokeh, of course, I'm never going to give up my 1.2s. I just love bokeh. That's how I shoot some of my portraits, some of my portfolio. So I don't think I'm ever going to let them go. But now I think I can do some gigs, maybe a wedding, maybe a street gig, maybe a documentary gig. I can safely use just one camera and one lens for the entire duration and not have to worry about missing the look that I want, because at f2 it does provide some bokeh, and anywhere else it's very, very sharp. That's great. Anyway, those are my quick first impression thoughts, about the VFlat, as well as the 28-70 RF f2. I will do more follow-up reviews there. I think this type of investment in this type of lens needs a lot of revisiting so that we can all grow in both skill and opinion about our tools together. But with that, I thank you for watching the video till the end. I would love for you guys to subscribe to the channel so we can continue the conversation. Leave a comment for any questions that you have on the VFlats, on the Canon 28-70, or any of the other reviews that I've done in this channel. I promise to answer each and every one of those. And with that, thank you again for your time, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.